Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the TLB TV network. That's the Liberty Beacon TV network every Monday at noon. You can also check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and also watch the interview on YouTube as well. We're here once again with the great jazz guitarist out of New York City, the New Jersey area. He is a multi-award-winning composer. We've had him on before on the audio version, and he is back winning a few more awards. And as we were talking, he was just working on trying to expand his award room. You heard all the hammering and banging and sawing on the shelves and everything else. So it's like, and I think I hear a drill in the background. It's like, hey, we're trying to record here, guys. So put that down here. And he'll be going on tour in a little bit soon. And he's got a new album that's coming out as well, too, working on that. He's just getting accolades all over the place. And also nominated for quite a few things. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to all that, here he is back once again, and it's great to hear and good to see, live from the beautiful New York, New Jersey area, the king of jazz guitars, Frank Piombo. Frank, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you again for having me on your show. I had a blast the last time I was on, and when you invited me back, I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait. So here I am, and I'm going to take your lead. So I know we spoke about a lot of different things. Some of the things that we will talk about today were not in place last time, so that would be nice to speak on that. But just in all, I want to thank you for having me on your show.
Well, it's a pleasure. It's always great to have you on, a multi-award-winning jazz guitarist, and you've been doing it for quite some time. And you also had an interesting history on growing up that, from what I remember last time, you were born in Libya, grew up in Tripoli, and you traveled all over the world, and you settled upon New York. And once upon a time, you were a math teacher, and you later switched to being a musician. You had a passion for it. You also had a passion for teaching. And, of course, you also got some work, and I just love hearing how you got started. And once again, for our viewers this time, not just the listeners, the viewers, just tell us how you got started in music. I love hearing this story.
I guess I got started in music when I was 3 years old. Mm-hmm. I just stumbling onto my grandfather's guitar and just strumming it. And I was, I can still remember that, going into the closet, closing the door, and just strum I never got to meet my grandfather. He had passed before I was born, but his guitar was in there, and I used to strum it, and my parents used to get a kick out of that. So if you fast forward now 10 years, I'm in the United States now, and at the age of 13, I got interested again in music when the Beatles out with all their famous songs. I used to love every song. And I said, they're doing that. I can do that. And so I started, believe it or not, on drums.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I started drumming, and it got a little too loud for my dad. My dad said, Frank, I can't watch TV. You're blasting it away. He goes, why don't you try a different instrument? Little did he know. So I said, well, what do you suggest? He goes, well, what about guitar? I said, okay. Not thinking that, 10 years prior, I was strumming on one. So I said, yeah, well, I looked into it. He bought me an acoustic guitar, very inexpensive one, because he said, I'm not spending the money unless you're going to be interested in the instrument. So I said, fair enough. So, we had this cheap acoustic, and I studied. I studied with about 2 or 3 other my good friends. Like, we were going to conquer the world with our band. Everybody wanted to do that. So the 4 of us studied, and I was the only one to continue. The rest of them dropped out. So I did that for a while. And then when I reached At the age of 17, I started doing clubs. I had to work with an ABC card because back then you had 21 to drink. So that was easy to get. So I did the nightclub circuit for a while. Rock and roll, cover music, top 40. I did that, and when I got to the age of, I believe 27, I started working with a lot of commercial bands and show bands. I felt like I needed to study a little more, so I went back and studied with a gentleman named Dan Bennett. He's no longer with us for a while, but then I started working almost like every night of the week. It was getting crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you're performing, you don't have the time to rehearse and practice within whatever you're studying. So that was a problem for me, but I was working every night with different bands. So that went on for a while. And so 27, so around the age of 42, I got frustrated with the business and I quit playing for 10 years. I was involved in music. I did, karaoke, I did DJing, I did it all.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turned 52, I said, something's missing in my life. And I knew what it was, but I wasn't happy with the way I played in the past. I just wasn't happy. I said, I'll go back and do it again, but I have to give myself a really great teacher because I want to start from scratch. Mm-hmm. So I did. I found a gentleman, his name is Sandy Renda. He's a good friend of mine. He's my mentor now. That was willing to take me on, not the same time every week, but whenever he had an opening, stuff like that. Well, I studied. I still see him, but I was with him like 13 years. He opened up my eyes to jazz, theory, harmony. Because of him, I was able to sit down and write. Mm-hmm. So my first album, I wrote in 2010. It's called Smooth Reminiscence. And the first song that's on there that I was going to play for you later is Girl from Ipanema. That's on there. I covered that.
Oh, that's a classic. I love to hear that.
Right. So I'll be doing that. So I did. I recorded the album. I put it out. People weren't too crazy because it was more straight ahead jazz and it wasn't commercial enough. Mm-hmm. So I was getting kind of frustrated. So then I ran into some smooth jazz artists I became good friends with. One of them is Rod Williams. We collaborated on a song that made it real big. It's called As Smooth as It Gets. It's one of the biggest songs on my third album. Mm. Yes, it's about 6 minutes long. We do have a shorter version of it, but the extended mix is about 6 and change. That was a real good song. So I started to do some smooth jazz material.
Okay.
I had to try it really hard because it was a little difficult playing straight ahead jazz to change it around, but a little bit at a time. And I didn't want to completely change it. So like if you listen to my music, you can still hear some of the blues, some of the rock that I've played in my past lives. I keep saying past lives because, I'm up there in age. It feels like I've lived it.
It's just like many of us as well, too. It's like, trying to get back in the game and everything else. And, before you get back to what you're talking about as well, too, it made me think in that 10-year frame as well, too, when you got back in the game at the age of 52, did you have to relearn the whole new technology? And how long did it take for you to catch on once again? It's just like, riding a bike. You haven't rode a bike in 10 years. It's like, as an example, how long did it take for you before you finally got the hang of it and some of the old habits, what it is, just came right back to you?
Well, when I went to Sandy, he said, where would you like to start? I said, from scratch. I said, I'm just learning how to play right now. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay. So it took us, learning circles of fourths and fifths and this and that, modes and stuff. And, so I would say probably into the second year, I started to get a feel for it. And by the fifth year, I was just jamming away. It was just unbelievable.
Nice. Very nice.
So I released my first album in 2010. My second one sleepwalk in 2013. No, 2011. I'm looking at the wall in my wall of fame up here. Yeah, so the year after, I put that one out, which was a combination of easy listening, some smooth jazz, but it was still, it wasn't where I went with. The third album was completely smooth jazz. And then the fourth one, Keep It Moving, is a combination. I believe I sent it to you. I don't know if you have it. I think I mailed it to you. The one it's called Keep It Moving.
Yes, that's the one.
That has some funk, that has some rhythm and blues. It has some smooth jazz, has some Latin. It's a mixture. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's just about where I wanted to go and where I'm going now. So I started to think, I said, I'm a guitar player. Why should I be classified just as a smooth jazz artist? Why? I can do everything. I can play any kind of music that I feel like playing. At my age, I really don't think I'm going to make $1 million doing it. Like I said, I have a pension. I have Social Security. I've taught for 30 years. So whatever I do now is to please me and my family, of course, because I have lots of them, and I have to thank them out there. If they're listening, I thank you at the bottom of my heart. I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for them buying my music, streaming my music, and people like you, Mike, that give me interviews, play my music. If you're able to, I know sometimes it's difficult, but there's so many stations out there that play my music. To put my music on Spotify, and that's when that's streamed, I get royalties. So I appreciate all that. And so that's where I'm standing. I'm right now. I am in the process. I'm in the studio. I've written 3 songs. I'm collaborating with one of the technicians on a 4th tune, and the 5th one is going to be a cover of Ronnie Jordan. It's called. I'm joking. I should have some water out here. So it's a cover of a Ronnie Jordan song that I really like a lot. He was a jazz artist from England that passed away at the age of 52 4 years ago. So I'm going to probably add that on there. So it's going to more likely be more of an EP than an album. I believe an EP has to be at least 20 minutes to be considered an extended play. If I can squeeze a couple more songs, I'll do that. But I have to kind of, I like to get the album done by the end of June, because then I can submit it to the Grammys consideration.
Now, any thoughts of having that, any of you works and your current one on vinyl or on cassette? Because that's one of the big things as well, too, besides the CD. Many people are buying on vinyl and also cassette. Any thoughts on that? I
believe that I possibly have a good chance that I might put this one on vinyl.
Okay.
The only thing with that is a lot of the DJ and the radio stations, they require CDs to be sent to them. So for me to send vinyl, that's pretty expensive. That's going to be a lot more expensive than putting out a single CD. So I might just make whatever disc makers allows me, the minimum, just to have one for me and maybe some friends like you to send out to. Exactly. And then the others will be on CD for the radio stations that require a physical CD. Some stations, you can send them the MP3s and they'll play them. But most of them, the FM stations, community radio, they like to see the CD, all the credits, the liner notes and everything, and to make sure that you did recorded that.
Just like the old days, that's right. I mean, we bought vinyl back in the day, and CD was like
I have so many.
$20 back then for a CD, and vinyl was $5. Now it's in reverse. Like, what's up with that?
It sounds much better too on vinyl.
It does. Yes, it does. Oh, my. All right, we'll get to some of your music as well, too, some of your words and other things. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking a budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on TLB TV. That's the Liberty Beacon TV project every Monday at noon. You can also check the Mike Wagner Show at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can also download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And also catch the MikeWagnerShow.com on your website and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. So we're that accessible. We're here with a legendary jazz guitarist from the East Coast, New York, New Jersey area, Frank Piombo, multi-award winning guitarist and composer, and a great story about him being a musician, making a comeback, and he's got some releases as well, too, and how he got involved and everything else. Just a great story. And also, before we get to some of your songs, I understand you brought a little something with us to play as well.
You want me to play the first song, or?
If you like, yes. So, just either, from one of your songs as well, too, one of your albums, or maybe just a sneak from your upcoming.
Yeah, well, the upcoming, we're still in the studio, haven't been mixed and mastered, so I can't talk about those right now because we want to do this product, but you'll be the first one to get that.
Amazing.
You will be the first one, I promise that.
Okay.
There's a lot of things going on, but this first song, I like Latin music, and I love Antonio Jobim, and I've been a fan of his forever. And, and when this song came to mind for my first album, I needed a Latin song on there, a Brazilian song, I would say. And I thought of this song. So on the actual album, it's a short version. It's only maybe like 3 minutes and change. Very short. I don't know why I did it so short. So then what I started to do is when I was doing a lot of, not playing with the band, but myself, I was doing a lot of single in restaurants and clubs by myself with tracks. I did that for a while. I had to have a repertoire. So a lot of it, Carlos Antonio Jobim's music. I started doing those. But the one that really caught my ear was The Girl from Ipanema. I just loved it so much, you know? Mm-hmm. I said, let me lay it down. So what I like to do is maybe play just a short version of it until you get tired or I get tired.
Me get tired? Never. Not with you, Frank. Never get tired.
So let me see if I can get, can you hear that?
Yes.
Can you hear it? Okay.
Yep, we can hear it.
I'll put the music on and I'll play for you and just a little bit, and then we can talk about it. So here we go.
Great.
You hear it?
Mm-hmm.
And so on, and so on.
Fantastic! I love it. I was about to have a rum and coke, and
Yeah, do it for me, do it for me. So that's basically. Let me get this out of your way because it should be. Let me get you up here.
I love it. I love it. That was fantastic.
How do I get you on the big screen? Like I minimized you.
Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to figure out myself here. So let's see. If I try this up, I'm going to shrink here. So yeah. I think you would probably have to.
I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying so that was one of my favorite songs of all time. As far as Brazilian music goes. So I put it on Smooth Reminiscence on that album, and it's a different version that I did now, but you never do the same thing twice. I think once Frank Zappa was interviewed, and they said to him, "Do you play your solos the same every time?" He goes, "If you do, you're not a musician, because
true.
As you're playing live, you feel different things. So if you're memorizing a solo, that's like a machine." It has to go. So that's the way I operate. Whenever I'm on stage, the melody lines will be the same, but the solos are not going to be exactly the same. Right. Unless I write them like that and I play it back there. I just don't feel right about that. So, but this particular track is the one that I use when I work by myself. When I work with the band, then we do a different arrangement and so forth.
That is amazing too. And you talked about having Latin as an influence as well too, and name some of the other artists involving the Latin genre as well too that you're also influenced by.
Well, Tito Puente is one of my favorite.
Oh, he's awesome.
Tito Puente was just unbelievable. The percussionist that he was just unbelievable. Mark Anthony is one of my favorite artists. I love his music. All those people. And recently, there's an artist from the Dominican called Romeo Santos. I don't know if you ever heard of him. My good friend is his music director. And,
nice.
He sells out Madison Square Garden, and his is more like I think it's bachata. I don't know. It's a different type of dance than a tango or some of the Latin music. But I get the feel for Latin music. I just love it. And you can hear it in some of my music, and I think one of the tracks that's coming on the album is going to have that feel. So, I might have Latin blood in me. I don't know. But we're not that far. I mean, from Europe, it's not that far. And actually, when you talk about Brazil, you're talking about they speak Portuguese there, correct?
I do believe so. Yes, I think there's some of that, and I think there's also quite a few others. Right now, it's not registering at this point, and I'm sure later on or even after the interview, it'll click. It's been known to happen. It's like, should I have said this or I forgot to say that? But it's totally understandable. It's like,
yeah. It's funny because the girl from Ipanema is sung. I'm not sure the lady's name, but she sings it in Brazilian, but it's Portuguese. So when you listen to it, it's just so romantic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then I've heard it done in English, and it's just, you know, even Frank Sinatra did that song. I don't know if you know that. He recorded it. So it's a great song. But, you know, so that was on the first album. And, you know, I was very proud of that, because being your first album, that was my first baby, you know. It was 2010. So it's, you know, it's going on. Wow. I can't believe time is just flying by.
And it's amazing too. You talked about your first album, and what was the response that you get? How many sales did you get? And did you see an increase in sales in your next album and your next album and your next album?
Yeah, as I went on, it got better and better, because my name got out there, and from being on different social medias, Reverb Nation helps a lot. Spotify helps a lot. Instagram, Facebook, all those social medias, they help a lot. And then not only that, you know, I'm also advertised in a lot of the music corporations that endorse me, you know, and I endorse them. So I'm on their website, so people get to see me and they're interested. You know, the name, see what is Frank's doing. If you Google my name, all my music stuff comes up, all of it. So if you're interested, I get just extremely lots of streaming going on all the time. It doesn't pay much, but I get a lot of streaming. And as far as CDs go, you do better selling them in live shows than you are on any, you know, like Amazon or iTunes or some of those places that you can CD Baby. I think you're better off as an independent artist like myself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing live, then they go a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, when I print CDs, I only make 100, and those 100 they go for promotion with the radio stations. I don't keep them, give them away. So anybody that usually buys my stuff after that has got to buy them on one of the either CD Baby, iTunes, Amazon, until they run out of the hard copies. Then they get in touch with me. Frank, send us another 5 or 10, and or they can, you know, they can just you know, upload the whole digital album.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot cheaper. And today nobody's really playing CDs in their cars. They have a little iPod, they plug it in, or they plug their radio in and play music.
Mm-hmm. Or simply playing the smartphones like this one too. It's like, you know, I've got some tunes on there, and
Exactly.
my vehicles aren't at a point where you just, you know, plug in a USB into your port as well too, and have your music blaring on all 4, 6, 8 speakers, whatever you have. But you know, we already have that technology, but you know, mine are a little bit older as well too. So it's like, you'll still have the CD, but then if I went here, I just like to just put it right to my ear while I drive. So I don't know if that's safe, but there's always ways around it.
You're right. It's just amazing. I mean, there's music just about everywhere you want to get it. And the thing is, it's got to be promoted. You know, a couple of years ago, I hired a gentleman from out in LA to promote my Keep It Moving album. And because of that promotion, I was able to get on some really fantastic online magazines, jazz magazines, that they wrote up reviews on my album, as well as print out a lot of the things that are going on in my career and stuff. So that sort of helped.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, how often can you put out that kind of money to do that? Because it wasn't cheap, but it was worth it for me for that particular album, because I had 2 of the songs on that album on the 60th for your consideration Grammy voting ballot.
Mm.
So it was, you know, it was out there, which was great because the Academy recognized my music, and for them to do that, it's got to be decent. You know what I'm saying? It didn't get a nomination because I was like the new kid on the block, and not only that, it's kind of, it gets political. You know, a lot of the major record companies, they'll put out like blasts on their artists, emails galore, and people just go to that and they vote for those artists, you know. So, you know, do you stand a chance ever? I think today you might stand a better chance than maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as political as it used to be now, because a lot of the independent artists are starting to pop out, and a lot of them are excellent, you know, but a lot of them refuse to be on major labels. They'll turn them down. You know, they'll work on their own or with an independent record label, such as where I work. There's a company out of New Jersey called Bongo Boy Records.
Mm-hmm.
And they released 3 compilation albums. Each one of them has one of my songs on it. So when people want to buy my stuff, not only will my stuff pop up, but those albums will pop up with my songs on them. So if they purchase the album, then I get royalties for that one single on there, which is great.
That is amazing too, and of course, many years ago, to get that gold record, you had to sell 1 million albums. Now it's just like, get that status, you got to get was it 10 million hits, 100 million hits, or was it 1 billion hits nowadays? It's like, it's really gone up. It's like 1 million hits nowadays. You can just get in a heartbeat as well too. So
it's amazing you say that, because a lot of people, you put the right thing on YouTube and you can get just as many hits. You just have to have what sells. There was just this little boy on this talk show that he's 7 years old, and he's a magician from Ireland.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw it, but anyway, he got like over 2 million hits on that thing. He did a magic thing on YouTube, and the talk show hostess saw it and had him on the show in LA. So here's a kid that's not only that, one of the most popular magicians came on the show and said, "I'm booking you in Vegas with me." So
nice.
The kid is 7 years old. So you see what I'm saying? But you have to have something that sells, and you have to know how to put it on YouTube so it gets to certain people. Another trick to that. You just can't release on YouTube. You have to put little tags so people know exactly what it is that you're doing and sorts. So I get a lot of sales on YouTube as well. A lot of my stuff is on there, which is nice. So that's about what I'm doing with that. Now, as far as the awards, I have to tell you, I got 2 awards recently, and one I don't know if I spoke on the show with you at the Indie Music Channel Awards in LA. It was coming up in April.
Yes, I remember that, and I think you also won a couple of awards, like the Executive Music Award, the Indie Music Channel Awards. You're also being nominated for the East Coast, Jazz Hall of Fame, and I think you had something that started with an A, and I cannot think right now. It's like you had that, and I think you had other awards that came up after we spoke. So you can just fill us in on the details and what other awards you have done, because I did joke, in a sense I'm serious, that you're back there just trying to build your award room, and you keep expanding it every day.
I'll send you a picture. My wife goes, "There's no room anymore, Frank. We don't have." But the one that really is really super is I got a silver medal for achievement from the Global Music Awards in LA.
Nice.
An actual silver medal. And I've got another for radio play from the Indie Music Awards. I've got them from the Academia Music Awards.
That's the name.
Academia Music Awards. I must have gotten 6 or 7 in the last 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
So what they do is, and then I have one of my songs, Keep It Moving, on their radio charts for a whole year, like in the top 10. So what they do is that in the beginning of the year, they choose 2% out of like 2,000 people to get the executive award. So that's why I won. And the plaque is on its way, but it's coming from California, so it takes a while to get here. But when I get it, I'll make a copy and send it to you. So that's a great award, because it's not just about a single, it's about my whole career. It's executive award is about making a connection, artistic and commercial success. So that's what they look at.
That is amazing. It sounds like everything you put all together and an award. And also think about the silver award as well too. Just do everybody a favor. Just because silver prices are high, don't sell it.
Don't sell it. Well, I was going for the gold, but I made it. They have bronze, silver. It's like the Olympics, So I got the silver one, but I'm happy with that. But no need that actually won for 2 albums, not just one.
Nice.
They won for the Night Speaks, which is my 3rd album, the movie. So that covers 2 albums, not just one, which is really great. And
wow.
Yeah.
A double silver. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what that is, a double silver. So the other thing is that the Indie Music Awards, I got it for Best Jazz Artist for Breezing, the song Breezing, which it's a George Benson cover, which is on my Sleepwalk album.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it for Best Jazz Instrumentalist for another one of the songs called Easing Up,
Mm-hmm.
which is a remix of a song I did on my first album, and it won. So anyway, but I submitted 6 songs. They got nominated and 2 won, which is great. That's fine. You know,
Nice.
I think to me, it's more, the less the better than having a whole bunch. I remember one time I went out to that award in L.A. I usually go. This year I wasn't feeling well, so I just didn't go out there. And they had it at the Grammy Museum, which would have been really nice. One person won 20 awards that night, and I'm saying to myself, man, I mean, and he had to take home like 20 different. I don't know how he got him on the plane. So, and I won 2, and I was ecstatic. I'm going, this is great. You know, I mean, 2 to me means more than 20. It means so much more. And some people don't realize that, but it does, you know?
Mm-hmm. And what were his thoughts about winning, like, 20 of those awards? Was it like, a big thing to him, or is this like just another day at the office? I mean, what was it like to him, though?
I couldn't figure it. I was popping one after the next. I'm going, well, something like, and he had a great album. And so, God bless him. So that was the story with that. Now, the East Coast Music Hall of Fame, this is the first year. It's their first year. And I have to mention Tommy Patillo. He headed it, and he's the lead singer with the Duprees.
Mm-hmm.
He put this together to give credit to a lot of the artists on the East Coast, because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just is not doing it for a lot of people, So he put that together with Bill Grieco. I guess they're partners in that. And I was nominated in 3 categories. So I was nominated in jazz, blues, swing, retro for Best Music Maker. I was nominated for a legend musician and nominated for Best Music Musician. So I got 3 nominations. Like I said, being nominated to me even means even more than actually winning. I don't mind. I'll be happy to win, but just to go up against the talent that's on there, just to be there amongst those people, just like when my songs are on the Grammy voting ballot, just to be amongst those people that are just so fantastic, it makes me feel fantastic. So that's what it's all about. And sharing with all these artists and stuff, all the nominees and stuff, it's so great just to touch base with all of them. We're just like a little bit of grain in this big, big, big world that we live in, and sometimes it's great just to get those little bit of grains together and make a little molehill, it's just like, or a dune, a sand dune, to build it out of all this talent. That's the way I think, I just, it's very touching to me. So the East Coast Music Fest, actually I have my shirt on. Let me move up.
That is nice. I would love to get a hold of one of those one day. It's like in a different sense too. It's like, that is an amazing shirt. That's so amazing.
What size do you wear?
I actually wear, depending upon the shirt, I can do a medium or large. So, just like, myself, it's like, I'm not that big. I'll stand up right now. It's like, I'm not that big of a person, to be honest with you. It's like, I can fit one of those.
I got extra large. It's a little bit big on me. I wear large. So you think medium is good? You see this material, I don't know if it'll shrink when you wash it.
I just want to know if they're 100% cotton or anything like that. If it's 100% cotton, I'll go large. But if it's a mix, like a 50-50, whatever it is, 75-25, whatever it is, and, medium, it's just like, it all depends upon the manufacturer. It's like, I have large shirts that fit like a medium, and I have medium shirts that fit like a large. So it's like, I'm one of those people, like, you kind of flex. That's the whole thing. And that's why we're pretty much unique in a way. It's like unique what you're doing, unique what I'm doing, and to the viewer and listeners, unique in what they're doing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I think you probably fit in the medium. How tall are you?
Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Here I am. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, my gosh. I'm live on I'm live. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm kidding.
Are you over 60?
I think, you know what? I'm thinking about it. I'm 5'8". I'm not lying. I'm 5'8".
You probably wear a medium.
Yep. I think so too. It's like, I thought large was a big thing, but then it's like, a little too large. And then I just give them my kids who suddenly gotten taller than me. And one kid is getting bigger and stronger than me. So it's like, go figure.
Okay. So I have a suggestion. I am me on Facebook. Everything you talked about, cotton and all that stuff, then I'll look into it because I can't turn this over and look at the tag right now.
Oh, of course not.
No,
of course not.
No, I'll check it out and I'll get a shirt out to you. And send me your mailing address.
Will do. Okay.
You want black or white?
Let's go with the black. My wife loves me in black because, after all, one of my favorites is Johnny Cash. He is the man in black. He's one of my influences.
My God, isn't that amazing?
Johnny Cash, yes.
You know, people took him for granted, but what a talent, I swear. And
an
entertainer.
Let me tell you this, too. It's just like, he went through a really dull blah period in the 80s when he was kicked off Columbia, and he was on with the Bear and a few others on Mercury, and then Mercury kicked him after 3 albums, and he was back on Columbia for a little bit, then went on some independent, and before he died, he became a legend once again, thanks to Rick Rubin. So people like that just have their up and down phases as well, too. But I still remember Johnny Cash. It's like, I had regret not going to see him in concert while my sisters went to see him. It was a 2,000-seat theater with just maybe less than 1,000. He still put on a good show. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I not go see him earlier?
Okay. Hey, listen, can I plug the recording studio that I'm working with?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So get yourself tuned up, and we'll go ahead and plug your recording studio. Maybe play a tune or two. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and you can tune, by the way. Powered by Sonic Web Studios, the Mike Wagner Show. Visit us online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be seen on TLB TV. That's Liberty Beacon TV network every Monday at noon. You can also check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can also download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Also watch the interview on YouTube as well, and take the Mike Wagner Show with you wherever you go on any mobile device. That's the Mike Wagner Show. We're here with East Coast legend, New York, New Jersey, Frank Piombo. We've been talking a lot of things about his upcoming release, his previous releases, which has gotten a lot of great recognition, won a lot of awards, multi-award winning, and he's being considered for the East Coast Music Hall of Fame. We talked a lot about that, very passionate about it, and play with a number of people, and also talked about some of his songs. And speaking of songs, you guys stuff all set up, and go ahead and tell us what you're going to play next.
Okay, before I do that, I just want to say the East Coast Music Hall of Fame extravaganza is on June 5th in the Wildwoods in New Jersey Convention Center. Okay. If anybody wants tickets, you can get in touch with me, or you can go on their site. They have a website, East Coast Music Hall of Fame, where you can buy your tickets to attend the extravaganza.
All right, that's great. So you can just give them the information again. So so I guess you got something ready to go here. So I'm looking forward to, again, I got my rum and Coke this time, and looking forward to what you got.
This one you can get. This is a Latin feel. It's called Middle of the Night, and that's on my third album. So let me cue it up here. There it is. That's it with that one.
I love it. I love it.
And that's it with that one. So that's called Middle of the Night, and I was inspired with that. I started off with playing a few notes, and I'm like, and that kind of did it. And from that, I went into so and that progressed into that line song. And the gentleman that played the trumpet on this, a trumpet solo on later on, and Sam Hankins, he's from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, nice.
Yes, a hell of a trumpet player, a good friend of mine. And he did the track and sent it to me, and then we added it on, and the rest is history. Just a great song.
That is just amazing. And when you talked about how you pick up a few rhythms and add a few notes and things come together, it sounds like to me what Johnny Cash did back in the day when he did that boom, chicka boom, chicka boom. It's like it wasn't manufactured, totally by producers. He was actually walking through downtown Memphis and observed a shoe shine boy, doing that shining shoes, boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom. And then he implemented it, and David Byrne from the Talking Heads inspired his beats from factories at many factories all over the world in the industrial sector and everything else. And also some other sounds you pick up even from, back in the Motown day where they use different riffs being used in just so many different songs. So, that's what it sounds like to me, if I'm correct. So, that's what it sounds like. You just take a few and then you just build off of it.
Yeah, that's what we did. Just take a little piece and just build around it. And just like he did with that. And like I said, that you can hear already you heard two songs and they sound different from each other. So this one I wrote, unfortunately, I wish I had written Girl from Ipanema, but I didn't. But this was one of my original compositions, one that I was really proud of, and it's still getting a lot of attention. It's one of the biggest songs that's streamed. It's unbelievable. So that's it. And this song was recorded at Armenio Studios. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Joe. He's got his own orchestra. Him and his wife, Darlene, they do shows all over the country. They just got nominated also to the East Coast Hall of Fame. So Joe Armenio and Tom Jacobson are the two technicians that I work with. And not only do they record me, they help me to produce, arrange, and mix it and master at the end. So I have to mention them because they've been a great help. And Joe, if you're listening out there, you're the best. And Tom.
Send them our love, that's right.
Yeah, that was it with that. So would you like me to play another one?
Absolutely. Let's hear one more time for all our viewers and listeners out there and for all the fans of the great Frank Piombo. So let's go ahead and have another one. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this one is Rush Hour Funk, and it's on my new album. And I was inspired to write this one when I was in L.A. on one of their highways there. Have you ever driven on the highways in Los Angeles? Have you ever driven on there? It's the bumper to bumper. It takes you.
You're talking Los Angeles. I was last there in 1978 with family, being 14 years old, if it gives you an idea. I sound pretty dated, but, being on bumper to bumper traffic is definitely no fun. But then when you're in Tijuana, Mexico, trying to get back, just barely getting over to San Diego, and from the San Diego Zoo and SeaWorld over to Tijuana was easy, but getting in, it's like nobody cried about or complained, They opened up and just had a party, They brought pickups, brought the grills, and had parties, played music, and some had the mucho cerveza, and they went around and were selling. So it's like we actually enjoy being in Bumper the Bumper. It's like have conversations, just have some drinks, just have some fun. You can be on the freeway for a while.
With this song, I was in a funk because I was caught in rush hour. I got depressed because I had to be at an award ceremony, and I was running late.
Ooh.
Because the Uber guy could only go so fast if you're in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat there and I go, geez, rush hour, I'm in a funk. I said, you know what? That's a song. I went home and I played around with a few notes. So it went something like this. I said, oh, that could be something. So I led to this. And the gentleman playing sax on this is Tony Exum Jr. from Colorado. Mm-hmm. One of the most wonderful individuals and excellent saxophone horn player you could ever possibly work with. I just lucked out having him. So here we go. No, wrong song.
Try again.
That's the one. And I was there with that.
That is amazing. I love it. Makes me want to go on Rush Hour in LA and play that song. That is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, so that one is doing really fantastic just about everywhere. That's probably, you know what it is? It's we added horns on there, and I think those horns just brought it over the top. You know, just hearing those horns, like just almost like you're hearing. Did you hear the horns? You didn't hear this part. I left it out. You have to hear this. This is the actual I don't know if you can hear the car beeping their horns. I don't know if you hear it in the background, in that part, that's the breakdown. There's car horns like beeping, beep, 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 beep.
Mm-hmm. I think I did hear a little bit of it, but then again, you're right, year end, and you know how things come out. If you heard directly on CD, you would definitely hear it, but you know, some of the things. But I do get the idea, which is really nice. I like that.
Right. So we put that in there just to make it fun. But I enjoy horns. There's going to be a lot more on this new album, strings, horns, and stuff like that, just to kind of bring it together. So that was a great song, and I don't know how much time we have left. There's one more song that I wanted to hear that I wrote for my wife.
Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and do one more song, and then we'll just have just a few more. And in fact, I love it when people play for their wives, and I do things for my lovely wife Serena as well. You know, 28 years, like you've got to do something very lovely. It's a must, a requirement.
Well, I wrote this for her back in 2010. That's on the first album. It's called Angelic. My wife's name is Angela. And
nice.
It's called Angelic Eyes.
Angelic Eyes. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So this is now, you see the difference in my playing. This one it's going to be a lot different. It's more like a smooth kind of straight ahead jazz. So let's put it. Let me see. Get it right here.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that was that.
That is amazing. I love it. That was so amazing. I mean, your wife is angelic. I have to say that. And she greatly appreciates you. Yes. Definitely angelic. Very appreciative. I'll have to dig up a song I wrote for Serena and, make it so serene. But I mean, it's just really good inspiration, just building off of people, which is fantastic. And I just want to say, Frank, just thank you very much for your time. I'm definitely looking forward to having you back on later down the road and tell us about your fifth album and what some of the awards you're working on. And I'm sure your angelic wife is calling you back and say, hey, Frank, you got to finish up that award room. It's like, I'm getting tired of the hammer, and my drill's running out of battery.
And Mike, this would not happen if it wasn't support of my family, friends, and fans. So my wife, Angela, my daughters, Veronica, Lauren, my son, Christian, my grandchildren, my daughter's boyfriends, they're starting to get boyfriends now, so soon they'll probably be part of the family. So we have Lucian, we have Vincent. So we're starting to grow a family here. But you know what? It's nothing like family. You know that.
Yes, that's right.
They're the backbone, and I really love them for supporting me because I drive them nuts sometimes. So,
don't we all? I have to say that. We still love them.
Oh, you too, huh?
Yes, that's right. And once again, tell everybody your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people buy your music? And just tell everybody the latest news and everything else. How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can get a hold of me just through my website. It's www.frankpiombo.com. They can get me on Instagram. They can get me on Facebook. To get in touch with me, they can send me emails to, my email is, I'm going to say it's Riggy, R-I-G-G-Y, entertainment @gmail.com. So it's R-I-G-G-Y, the whole word entertainment @gmail.com. You can get in touch with me that way. Other than that, if you know me personally, call me on my phone. If you need to call me, IM me on Facebook or somewhere, then I can get you in touch with me. All of my music is sold just about everywhere. iTunes, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify is streaming, so that's not it. cdbaby.com, Amazon MP3, and I'm sure there's a few others out there that I'm leaving out, but just about everywhere. And I want to thank you, Mike, for having me again. It's so pleasant. It's so easy to talk to you, and and thank you so much, and God bless you.
And you too, Frank. Thank you very much for your time. You're always a charm to chat with. And if you ever need anything from me, feel free to contact me. I mean, you can connect me on here. You can connect me on the iPad. And of course, we're speaking from laptop, and of course, desktop. It may be archaic, but still a great way. And any device possible. It's like, anytime, love to have you back on again. And just do everybody a favor, including yours truly, keep us updated. We love hearing from you.
One more time, I didn't hear that.
No, I said keep us updated to what's happening. And
yes, I will. And also to remind you, please IM me all the information. I'll get that shirt to you.
Sounds great. Okay. Thank you very much, Frank. We'll talk to you again soon. Mike Wagner from the Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for watching. We will have you on again soon, and you guys have a great night. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Good night.